Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United's hopes of signing Victor Gyokores have been hit with a huge blow after revealing the 3 clubs he would sign for. The Swedish striker has been linked with a move to Old Trafford for some time, rumours that have only intensified since Ruben Amorim's arrival at the club. United's distinct lack of goals over the campaign has also led to even more suggestions that the Red Devils need to add to their front line. But it looks like Gyokores will not be the man they will sign. According to reports in Portugal, Gyokores has already named the clubs he would be willing to sign for, and United do not feature. As per a bowler, Gyokores would prefer a transfer to the Red Devils' Premier League rivals Liverpool, Arsenal or Manchester City, with it being inevitable he leaves the Portuguese giants this coming summer. Much like United, Mikel Arteta's side are in dire need of a new forward, while Liverpool could be looking for a replacement for Mohamed Salah sooner rather than later. City look unlikely to make a move, with Erling Haaland already at the club, while they also signed Egyptian forward Omar Marmoush in January. Sporting Lisbon president Frederico Varandas has already spoken out on Gyokores' future and refused to confirm whether he could leave in the summer. Speaking in February, he said Gyokores was leaving in the summer, a year and a half ago. Gyokores was going to leave anyway. We were champions and he was already leaving. He added in January it was impossible and it remained so. I'm not going to add to it. It's already very media driven and it's not worth talking about the summer market. Premier League sides could potentially face competition for his signature. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and PSG are all touted as potential destinations. Gyokores, 26, has enjoyed some stunning form for Sporting, having netted 82 goals in 90 appearances since signing from Coventry. But United icon Rio Ferdinand still does not believe he is the right addition for his former club. He said, "I don't think he's the guy. I've not watched him loads, but I've probably watched him 3 times really closely. 3 times I've watched him and I've gone, he ain't getting those opportunities in the Premier League. When I see him physically matched, I don't see it. What else is there? That's the questions I'm asking. Is there enough after he's physically matched to get a goal? Physicality is a massive thing in the game today. A Ruben Amorim team need physicality and runners, but there's no real physicality in this squad. It just isn't there." Former Manchester United star Paul Pogba confirmed he is back after his doping ban, meaning the Frenchman is now up for grabs on a free transfer. Pogba tested positive for a banned substance in September 2023 while playing for Juventus and was provisionally suspended before he also failed his B sample and was banned from football for 4 years. That ban was then reduced to 18 months after an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport in late 2024 after a ruling claimed his ingestion of the substance was not intentional. The verdict meant Pogba was able to begin training with clubs from January before he could officially start playing for a team in March, with his ban now officially completed. On his official Instagram page, Pogba shared a post celebrating Ramadan, using a quote that said, "Delayed, not denied." Even the prophets had to wait. He then posted a video of himself training on the pitch, doing a selection of drills, with the caption, "Someone is back." The 31-year-old also shared posts from others saying, "It's time, my brother, look who is back," and Paul Pogba loading. Pogba will now be stepping up his efforts to find a new club, with Manchester United linked with a sensational return for their ex-player. He started his career at Old Trafford before leaving for Juventus in 2012, and then returned in 2016 for a club record £89 million, but struggled for consistency after 226 appearances. Club legend Dwight Yorke urged United to give him another chance, claiming he would add quality to the midfield amid the team's struggles this season. Yorke said, "I would give Paul Pogba a third chance, definitely, because of what United currently have, and because of what we know he is capable of producing. I would say, let's have a look, give him a contract. You've got time here to prove yourself. You can come and play and help us out with the situation. I'm sure Pogba would be very keen. Maybe he might want a long-term deal because of the security. I can see why his name has been mentioned because United have struggled, and Pogba is a damn good player. Even though he's 31, I think he's far better than what we have now. And if you're going to get a player for free, who's far better than all our players in midfield, then you do it. Manchester United could be forced to pay out £20 million if Marcus Rashford leaves this summer, with the England star facing an uncertain future at Old Trafford. Rashford is currently playing for Aston Villa on loan after falling out with Ruben Amorim at United, and it appears unlikely he will return to his boyhood club in the summer. Villa have an option to sign Rashford permanently for £40 million if his loan deal is a success, but it is unlikely Unai Emery's side would be able to pay his huge salary of £325,000 a week. While United could end up pocketing £40 million for Rashford, the club could end up paying off the rest of his contract to satisfy his demands, which adds up to around £20 million, according to the Daily Mail. Rashford's current deal at Old Trafford runs until 2028, after he agreed a contract extension in 2023. But honouring that deal looks more and more unlikely after his row with Amorim, who accused the player of not giving the maximum in training. The 27-year-old joined the club aged 7 and has gone on to make 426 appearances for the Red Devils, scoring 138 times. His looming contract situation comes after Sir Jim Ratcliffe gave a candid interview revealing the club's financial difficulties and how they are having to spend millions on player wages and owed transfer fees. Speaking to Gary Neville on The Overlap, he said, "If you look at the players that we will buy this summer that we did not buy, in other words, we're buying Antony this summer, we're buying Jadon Sancho this summer, we're buying Rasmus Højlund, we're buying Casemiro, we're buying Andre Onana. It's not a light switch. In your day, Neville's, you bought a player, and that was it. I know that the bill we will pay this summer is £89 million for players that have been signed previously. If we buy no players, we write a cheque for £89 million this summer." Rashford is among a crop of United stars who are expected to leave this summer in a clear-out that could see as many as 8 senior players axed. Ratcliffe insisted a number of United players were not good enough and overpaid, and the club could now cut their losses on the likes of Casemiro, Mason Mount, Christian Eriksen, Victor Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Rasmus Højlund, Jadon Sancho and Tom Heaton. Wayne Rooney and one of his former Manchester United teammates are in disagreement over whether the club should sign Jean-Philippe Mateta. United are reportedly eyeing up the Crystal Palace striker as a potential new number. 9 this summer after his haul of 12 Premier League goals so far this term. With current forwards Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee not consistently hitting the back of the net, the 27-year-old's form has apparently not gone unnoticed at Old Trafford, despite his £40 million price tag. United legend Rooney has expressed the view that Mateta might be better suited to Arsenal's style of play. However, an old colleague insists that it would be a shrewd acquisition for Ruben Amorim's side. Former Red Devils goalkeeper Ben Foster gave his opinion on the potential signing while speaking on the Fozcast podcast. Foster, who played for United between 2005 to 2010, also emphasised that the club must adopt a more pragmatic approach with the team stuck in 14th in the league standings. The ex-England and Wrexham shot-stopper said, "They need somebody like Mateta. I think it's so important nowadays to have a big plan B because Manchester United's plan A isn't working. They'd have to change the way they play." This is where the snobbery comes into it for me, because Man United will be still hanging their hat on the fact that they're Man United, saying we've got history and we do things properly. You've got to do whatever you have to do to win games. It's as simple as that. Look at Palace's record. They win games because they're effective. They know how to use the players that they've got to win games, whereas I think Man United still go, "No, we can outplay people." You can't outplay people because you haven't got the players. He added, "Every opponent you come up against has got a style and a way of playing football that gets them results, and Man United haven't got that." However, despite Foster's reservations, United scouts believe Mateta would thrive as a lone striker in Ruben Amorim's 3-4-2-1 formation. Meanwhile, United legend Rooney thinks Mateta would be a better fit for Arsenal, given the number of crosses they deliver into the box. Jean-Philippe Mateta is a big, strong lad who scores a lot of goals, Rooney told BBC Sport. Watching Arsenal in the Premier League, they've put a lot of balls into the box without anyone to finish them off. I'm sure he'd help with that. On the other hand, former Watford striker Troy Deeney doubts Mateta is good enough for United. When asked if he'd be a smart signing, Deeney told TalkSport, "No, because he's not the answer for Palace. So why is he going to be the answer for Manchester United? I think Gene is a very good player, by the way. But he's a very good player at Crystal Palace. I was a very good player at Watford. Going to the levels of these big clubs is completely different. The only thing that plays into his favour is they kind of play a similar formation with Palace at the moment, where he's the lead one through the middle. But I would argue that Palace's number 10s are better than what Manchester United have got currently. So I think he's going through a good vein of form because Palace are in a good moment. No one was saying they should have signed him in pre-season."